Hey, I'm going to be talking about seventh chords today. Some of you watching this have some issues. Not issues, but you have a hard time figuring out what makes a seventh chord, what are the different types, where do we get the word seventh chord from, what's a diminished 7, or what's a half-diminished minor 7 flat 5, all that stuff. So the point of this video is basically to make sure that you understand seventh chords by the end of it. So I hope it helps. Seventh chords are chords that are built like triads. Now, before we can go on, you have to know what a triad is. Triad is a 3-note chord. Basically, if you can think in numbers, a scale, major scale, has 7 notes. So I'm going to take these 2 away. So when you go 5, 4, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we have the octave at the top. Before we get to seventh chords, I need you to understand what a triad is first. A triad is not a gang member. If you played too much Grand Theft Auto, that's probably what you thought of. So anyway, I can explain triads pretty easily. A triad is a 3-note chord, just like a triangle, triceratops, trioctopus. What you need to do is space notes out to do a triad, and we can just make it in root position. I'm not going to use the keyboard, I'm just going to use my hand. So we're going to start with the lowest note, and we can just call this 1. So if this is 1, we're going to skip 2 and have 3, and then we're going to skip 4 and have 5. 1, 3, 5. There's a triad. Root, third, fifth. A triad needs to be some combination of root, third, fifth. And I say some combination because the order can be mixed up. The root could be in the top. The root could be in the middle. It depends on the triad. But you need to have those 3 notes to make a triad. A seventh chord is when you extend that triad and you add another third on top of the fifth so that it looks like this. Root, third, fifth. I don't have 7 fingers.
Hello! My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. Stop saying that!
So I need to add these 2 up here, or at least 3. So root, third, fifth, here's the 6th, and here's the 7. So when I play all of them together, then I get a 7th chord. The quality or the sound of the timbre of that 7th chord will depend if you have a major third on a minor third on a minor third again. But basically the thing to remember is that a 7th chord is going to be 3 stacked thirds. I had to think about it before I say it. So let me show you on the keyboard what I'm talking about. A triad is when you're going to have a root, then a third, and a fifth. So this is a C triad. And this happens to be a major triad. It's major because of the half steps involved in the thirds. So, I'm going to build a triad from C, a C major triad, and show you how it's done. I start with the root note, and then I need to go up 4 half steps to the major third. And we don't count C. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. There's my major third. Let's do that on another note. We'll start here on this note. This is an A flat, so I'm going to go up 3 half steps. Sorry, 4 half steps. Now I have a major triad. Hear how it sounds the same? It's kind of weird sounding, I know, because those aren't in the same key, but you probably can hear it. Let's do one more that's higher up. Now we need to do 4 half steps. So now when I play this together, it should sound happy, or light, or sunny, or whatever you want to call it. All of them together don't sound so great, but you get the idea. So, to build a major triad, we need to have a major third on the bottom and a minor third on the top. That means we need to go up not 4 half steps, but 3. Now we have a minor on top of a major. And this is a major triad. I'm going to do that as well down here on G. So I need to go up 4 half steps for the major third. Then I need to go up 3 for the minor third. For the fifth. Root, 3, 5, and it's a major. Let's do another one on E flat. I'm going to go up 4. There's my major third. There's my minor third. So this is an E flat triad. And now you can hear, hopefully, That sounds light, sunny, major, happy, whatever adjective you want to use to describe it. Same as this one sounds nice. Same as this one. They all sound the same because the intervals are all the same. Now, if I want to extend this major triad and make it a major 7, all I need to do is to go up from the 5th a major third, which is 4 half steps. Now, you might be thinking, if you know your theory by this point, you might be thinking, why are you taking the time to talk about half steps? The reason is because you're not always going to be in the key of C. If you don't know your keys real well, like if you're not really familiar with D flat major, you won't be able to recognize the key. If you've been playing an instrument for a long time and you know your key signatures and you know which notes are sharp or flat, you know your accidentals, then it's not going to be an issue. So let's go back to C and let's just talk this out without the half steps, and we're going to talk about it within the key. C is a nice friendly key for piano players and mallet instruments because there are no sharps or flats, there are no black keys. So to build a major triad, you just need to go up a third to the 5th to the 7th. Root 3, 5, 7. There's a 7th chord, and this is a major 7th chord. We call it a major 7th chord because the 7th is major. It's in the major scale. It's easy to see in the key of C, but let's move to something harder, like F sharp. Maybe you can do an F sharp major triad, but the 7th is hard to find. Here's an easy tip. The 7th is going to be a half step below the root. If it's major, that is. So that means this sounds the same as this, sounds the same as this, sounds the same as this, sounds the same as this. All these sound the same because the intervals are the same. So that makes up a major 7th chord. So let's build a major 7th chord in the key of D. We need to think key of D, F sharp and C sharp. So then root 3, 5, 7. There's a D major 7 chord. Let's do one in the key of A flat. There we go. If this is something you already know really well in root position, then you need to start worrying about inversions. So you need to be good enough to do this while holding a camera and talking about it, apparently. There are lots of skill exercises you can do to practice your arpeggios. I'm not going to go over those, but I just want to talk about the scales. But if you already got these down, start worrying about the different inversions. And this goes for instrumentalists too. You can practice doing your arpeggios starting on the 3rd. So that's the first type, is a major 7. And now I want to talk about the next one, dominant 7. And instead of doing this in C, we're going to go down to G. The reason we're in G, if you've noticed, it's a major triad, and it's a 7, but it's not a major 7. It's a flat 7. The reason I moved to G is because G7, the dominant 7, wants to move to the tonic. That means G, the dominant, wants to go down 5 to the tonic, C. So a G7 in the key of C sounds like this, and it wants to resolve to major 7. So a dominant 7, or a flat 7, will have a lowered 7th. The next one we have is a minor 7. A minor 7 comes from the natural minor scale. So we start on 1. We have a minor 3rd on the bottom, a major 3rd to the 5th, and a minor 3rd up to the 7. if you don't know the scale. So that's how you can build it if you don't know the scale. So this is a minor third, major third, minor third. This is what it sounds like. Sorry. So that's a minor 7. The next one we have is a minor major 7. This one's a little bit weird, but it has a great sound. So a minor major 7 means you have a minor triad with the major 7. Now you might be wondering what kind of scale to use for this. If you're improvising, you're going to want to use harmonic minor. It's a great scale though. So your main, oh, nope. The last two are really close to each other. So we're going to start with that minor 7. The next one is close to the minor 7, and it's called a minor 7 flat 5. Sometimes it's also called half-diminished. A minor 7 flat 5 is a little bit easier to think about if you're not used to words like diminished. So basically what it means is you need to build a minor 7, and then you just need to lower the 5th a half step. There we go. Minor 7 flat 5. There's a minor 7 flat 5 right there. It's all white keys. It's also half diminished. So minor 7 flat 5, you need to have a minor third to a minor third to a major third. Wait, yes. Yes. Minor third, major third. The last chord, 7th chord to talk about is the diminished or full diminished 7. This one is a very emotive chord, I guess you could say. They used it a lot in old silent movies where a piano player would be playing, and if you see the train coming and it was all scary, this one's actually pretty easy to build too. It's diminished because these are all minor thirds. And the cool thing about this that I like is that if you go up again a minor third from the 7, it just keeps going. So, the cool thing about this scale too is that if you have a C diminished 7 to an F sharp diminished 7, it's almost the same thing. It's almost like an inversion. And if you have a C sharp diminished 7 to a G diminished 7, they use the same notes. So basically for diminished 7s, there are only 2 scales to worry about. I'm not going to go over the scales, but the chords, the way they're built up, are almost the same. Quick review. Major 7. Dominant 7. Minor 7. Minor 7 flat 5, half diminished. Diminished 7. Well, I hope that was helpful for you. If you're new to this, it's a little bit of a steep learning curve, especially if you don't have a visually based instrument like a keyboard or a mallet instrument, or a guitar, or bass. It can be a little bit weird and abstract to think about these notes. If you don't play piano, you should really try and at least sit in front of a keyboard to look at the notes and the relationships between the notes. It's a lot easier than thinking about it with black dots on paper or just thinking about it in your mind as you play. The nice thing is that there are lots and lots of chord dictionaries online where you can not only hear them, but you can train your ears to recognize the different kinds of seventh chords. And also online drills that I'm going to share with you to practice spelling out the notes and learning how to identify what kind of seventh it is. This is really, really fundamental if you want to pursue jazz, or even if you want to do jazz-ish music like R&B, funk, some pop music as well. Sevenths are really rich and wonderful chords to learn to use. Everyone should really get a chance to learn and explore them because they add an extra dimension and an extra bit of depth to the tonality of the song that you're in, whether or not it's jazz or hip-hop or all that other stuff. So, hope you learned something awesome from this video. Thanks for watching. See ya!